You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Quick story for you. I'll try to keep it quick as possible. Friday, I was out with Hannah Montana. No one knows Hannah Montana. I say that name. Let me finish. You know who it is. No one else knows who it is. So to everyone, Hannah Montana is my fiance. I got engaged a month ago now. This is how I'm gonna. This is an introduction to the podcast universe. Simply because, she hit me with her car. Friday, she hit me with her car. We was going to see her sister, and I had to get dropped off at the post office quickly. So I've got out of the car, and obviously we drive on the other side of the road, and our steering wheels are on the other side of the road. So she's on my right, I'm getting out of the car on the left. So as I get out of the car, I say to her, I'm gonna run in front of the car to cross the road. That's what I say to her. So I get out of the car, go to run around the front. She drives forward and hits me, and then hits me again. And then you can see me just going, "What are you doing?" And obviously I'm okay, bit of a sore knee. She felt really bad after. I was like, "If you don't want to marry me, just say so, but no need to try and kill me. Like there's no need for that." So yeah, I almost didn't make it to the show. I almost nearly got run over by my new fiance.
That's what we doing, bro.
That's what we're doing.
We're starting the episode with Kadeem is getting married.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like we went from Kadeem not even having a girlfriend to Kadeem is getting married now. Like, listen, let me listen here. Shout out to all the Go Time Dolphins listeners. Like Kadeem, congratulations. You feel me? I knew about this forever now. I knew you had a girlfriend forever. It's not like you just found her and you just not getting married. But you know what I'm saying? We just didn't announce it on the podcast. So for you to bring it up on the podcast, I'm like, where's this going? You feel me? For everyone who doesn't know, Kadeem didn't even tell me he was gonna propose to his girlfriend. Like, I'm like, yo, Sherrod Steve was on the episode months ago. And you know, we're talking before we start recording. And I run real quick. I'm like, hey, let me run. I'll be right back. I like come back with a hat.
That's not true. That's not what happened. This is very quickly. We was recording during the episode, and your internet went, and we didn't know when you're going to come back. So me and Sherrod were chatting, and that's when you came back inside the conversation. I'm just clarifying. That's what happened.
Listen. I was with y'all boys. We were talking. we were chopping it up. We were conversing. I vanished. I came back, and Sherrod Steve is like, "Yeah, man, all this other good stuff." I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on here?" And then Kadeem says, "Oh yeah, man, I'm proposing to Hannah." I'm like, bro, you told Sherrod Steve before you told me. You told Sherrod Steve before you told me that you were gonna propose to your girl, bro.
We were discussing. He was telling me about diamonds. That's how the conversation started, and yeah, I've apologized since that. You know, Sherrod Steve found out first. I apologize.
Hey, leave in the comments. Is it messed up that Kadeem told someone else before he told me? Like, he told Sherrod Steve, not just someone else. You know what I'm saying? It's not like everyone knows Sherrod Steve is in the circle of trust. But is it not messed up that he told Sherrod Steve before he told me that he was going to propose to his chick? That is crazy. And that's how we starting off the episode, bro.
So she hit me with a car, and that's what we take away from it. Not the fact that, okay, cool.
Hey, I'm glad you're good, bro. You all right?
Like I said, sore knee, but I'm here, aren't I? Like, a car hitting me isn't going to stop me from doing this show.
You know what will stop us from doing the show? People not telling people that they're getting engaged. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Car accidents happen every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, but people don't get engaged every single day, bro. That's crazy. Listen, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my newly engaged co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Man, my dog's getting married, and I already knew it, but y'all just not finding out. We're going across the pond. I'm gonna be dapper. I'm like, oh, hey, but hey, for those who don't know, I told Hannah, I'm like, listen, I love y'all to death, but it can't be on a Sunday during football season. I straight up
She knows. Like,
told her.
it's funny. So my sister and her, so my sister Jordane, who does the intro voice for the podcast,
The voice of the podcast.
her boyfriend's a massive NBA fan. So what he's doing with her is getting her to know all the NBA teams. And I was like, I've got to teach Hannah all the NFL teams. And I think she could name 3. It was like the New York teams and the Dolphins, and that was it. Those are the only teams she knows. So I'm going to, introduce her to the whole league and stuff like that. And yeah. But enough about my personal life. Before we dive into the show,
Wait. Before we wrap up your personal life, Go Time Dolphins, we're going across the pond. We getting married. We getting married. Y'all coming with us. All right, good.
No, I was just going to ask, how was the fantasy draft?
Fantasy football. We just had our draft a couple hours ago. Go Time Dolphins fantasy football draft. Huge turnout. I think there was one auto draft team. I think one or two teams were late, and I like, man, I wonder how this is gonna go. How many autos we're gonna have? I know everybody hit us up and like, hey, we want to play. But at the same time, we were a bit, I don't want to say concerned. I had it on my mind like, man, it's a free league. We know when teams start doing bad, are people still going to set their rosters? Are they going to take it serious because they didn't have to put up any capital at front to take it serious enough? But turns out 13 to 14 teams showed up. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the 14 team who didn't show up too, because you never know what happens. Maybe their fiance runs them over with a car. You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate everybody who showed up. It was an awesome draft. Took a while. I like my team. Josh Kasker sniped me a couple times. Sherrod Steve sniped me more than once. And I forget the team name, but there's a team that I need. Oh, Bay Harbor. Whoever Bay Harbor ballers are, y'all holler at me. I need to get my dog Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I'll pay a premium for it. I'm just saying, we got to make it happen. So the draft went down today. There's some pretty good looking teams in there. Bay Harbor ballers are looking good. Hunt for Red Brocktober, which is Tom. His team's looking good. And Fins Up Wins Up. I think they're looking good. So it's going to be a fun season in fantasy football. So yeah, huge turnout. We didn't expect it to be this huge. So y'all come play with us next year too, man. It's gonna be bigger and better than this year.
Yeah, glad you guys had fun. I see you and Josh Kasker from the same old Dolphin show. Early negotiations for players, so hope that goes well. Also, should have done this earlier. Shout out to Dudley Do-Wrong for jumping on the show last episode. Really fun episode. I know quite a few people in the comments said that, good to see him on the show, as, they really like his show as well. So if you're new here, you just come from the Dudley Do-Wrong episode, welcome. Glad to have you with us. And if you're long-term listeners of Go Time Dolphins and you haven't checked out the episode or checked out his channel, go check it out. He's a stand-up dude, really fun guy. But I guess enough said. It's week one. Week one is upon us. This isn't so much the Patriots preview episode, but more so much, the football season is finally here. We've gone through preseason, had that break in between the season, and now it's a matter of, okay, preparation for the Patriots truly begins now. It's one of those things where we don't really see much from the practices outside of what the coach and the players say in their press conferences before the game. But ultimately, it's all the hard work that's been done over the summer. It will lead up to this week. What do you expect to see over the next few days, prior to the game, in terms of, I guess, what kind of thing can we expect the team to be working on? I guess
I just offered Josh Kasker from same old Dolphins show a 1-for-1 trade. We're gonna see if he takes it. Matter of fact, I could sauce it up a little bit. Well, let's see if he takes it, and then we'll sauce it up afterwards. He's gonna listen to the show. You feel me? So Josh, we got to make something happen. We got a couple days before the season starts. So holla at me. It's getting real. It's really real. It's the week. It's the first week of the season. It's week 1. Starting now is week 1, right? So, man, if you're not zeroed in now, locked in by now, you're not going to be locked in. That's it. So I wonder how Coach McDaniel is in his own head, right? Like he said it before in that one preseason game. He said, "Good thing is I'm not good at anything else but coaching, so I don't get nervous." Gotta love it, right? So I'm ready. I think we're ready. I think Coach is ready. I think Tua's undefeated against Belichick, and we're gonna see if it's because of Flores or if it's because of Tua. So Tua's 3-0 against Belichick, and I believe McCorkle Jones gets exposed this year. Expose. Take the mask off, Scooby-Doo fashion. We about to expose McCorkle Jones this year.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's getting the excuses. And when I say he, as in like the media's getting excuses in the terms of who's calling the plays, this roster isn't that good, the offensive line, all that kind of stuff. Again, I don't really want to get into the Patriots because it's not Go Time Patriots, it's Go Time Dolphins. Before I forget, you see Tyreek Hill tweet Go Time.
It's go time. He already know what time it is.
Listen, at some point over the next few years, speaking it into existence, we're gonna hear the Go Time theme tune at Hard Rock Stadium.
100%.
It's going to happen.
100%.
I don't know who we need to speak to get it done, but it's going to happen. If we're there when it happens, even better. But yeah, obviously a lot of this week is going to be around Tua, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. I don't think we discussed what Coach said about Jalen Waddle in the last episode, did we?
We didn't discuss what?
What Coach said about Jalen Waddle in the last episode.
I don't believe we did. Shout out. I co-signed what you said about Dudley, by the way. Shout out to Dudley for showing love.
Yeah. Really, really, really great guy. He'll be back on hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, Coach said, and I believe I thought this might be the case. I know we kind of discussed about how worried we were about Jalen Waddle, but Coach basically said that Waddle could have played the past 2 weeks. Basically, definitely the final preseason game. They just wanted to keep him out because he said for the Eagles one, he knew that Waddle would go extra hard because he's up against Devonta Smith, Devonta Smith's another team. He wants to show him, I'm that guy basically. But what Coach essentially said was they aren't worried about Jalen Waddle. He'll be ready for week 1. He's been ready for the past 2 weeks. They've just held him out to make sure that it's not, he doesn't make the injury even worse. And that because of how special they think he is and Waddle's drive and determination, it's one of those things where Waddle will play through injuries, which is obviously what we want to hear. But sometimes your best recovery is to kind of sit back and recover proper, as opposed to playing through the injury and making it worse. So, what did you make of Coach saying that Waddle had been ready? They just kind of, held him back a bit.
I got to get my trades right before somebody snipe me, Kadeem. I'm here, but I just offered Josh this trade, and I'm like, I kind of don't like it. So before he accepts it, I have to close it out. My bad. We're in fantasy football league now, bro. It's not just regular season. It's fantasy football season too, bro. I don't like it. I think Waddle, he was walking gingerly. He has a sleeve on his leg and his ankles taped up. That's more than precaution. That's a thing. It's a legit thing. And I don't think it has anything to do with preseason going against your homie during preseason. Nah, it's legit. And I believe we have to keep an eye on Waddle early too, and that's not cool. So he needs as much rest as he can get because, as I said before, 2 weeks ago, they're not going to be more healthy than they will not be as healthy as they were 2 weeks ago. From now on, that's as healthy as they're going to be for the rest of the season, and everybody's going to be dealing with nicks and bruises and dings and things.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. Obviously, because the season hasn't started, the Dolphins don't actually have to report, have an injury report and stuff like that. It would be interesting to see if there was games or if we had to do that, what the injury actually would be, because so far we don't actually know. There had been clips of Waddle kind of like, going through the warm up with the team and then kind of moving along separately and stuff. And I think to me, it's interesting anyway, because obviously we just had the Devontae Parker years where Parker would be injured. And as fans, obviously we want players to rest and recover 100%. But it's also like, it's the NFL. You have to play through injuries. And it's just my personal opinion. I do believe Waddle is the kind of person who will play through some of these injuries. He probably will make it worse, but it's the whole, if this was week 17, if you win, you make the players. If you lose, you're out. Waddle's going to play for that injury. In the nicest possible way, Devontae Parker, from what we've kind of seen, is like, I woke up on Sunday morning and my leg hurts. I'm not going to do it. And it's like, do that in New England now. So I'm just being extra positive in the sense that I believe what coach has said, but it's also a matter of, maybe coach is just trying to dress it up nicely.
Since we invoked the name Devontae Parker, and the theme of today kind of seems like I keep going back to fantasy football. Sherrod Steve mentioned in the chat that, hey, I'll give you $20, Charlie, if you draft Devontae Parker. And he was right there too. I'm like, man, I really don't want to take this dude. and I picked someone else. Well, I think I took a kicker by that time. It was late. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I forgot who I took over Devontae. And then he came back around because he was still on the board. And then I took him. Yeah. But I'm trying to trade him now. So
yeah, of course.
It is what it is. But nah, man. Devontae Parker is Devontae Parker. I think that caught up with him earlier in his career, that he didn't want to practice seriously. He didn't take care of his body good enough. That was a thing ever since year one. And it carried over all the way into, I don't even know what year it was since he was on the team. But yeah, Waddle will play through it, but I just prefer he just get healthy. Can we just get him healthy? You know what I'm saying? That way we don't have to worry about, it's week one, bro. And we're talking about Waddle's health. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just look, let's vibe, let's chill. Let's be at full strength as long as possible, as much as possible. It's a long season. And we're going to the dance, Kadeem. We're going to the dance. Not only are we going to the dance, and when I say dance, that means the playoffs. We're going dancing this year. Grab a partner. We're going dancing. Excuse me. So my thing is, Kadeem, since we're talking about going dancing, and if you could pull up the Nick Kerr picture, since we're talking about going dancing, and we have a theme here that's like an unwritten theme. All of a sudden, like I keep going back to fantasy. Last year, Go Time Dolphin fantasy football champion Nick Kerr won $300 winning the league. He's in Vegas right now. And he put the $300 that he won from the Go Time Dolphins Fantasy Football League on some Dolphin bets. And one of the Dolphins bets were he put on, I think he put over 8.5 wins. Yeah, I'll take that all day, Nick. So, Nick, you did your thing with that, over 8.5 wins. And he also put down Tua Ningamanu Olipola Tagovailoa MVP 50 on it. Brings back 25.50. That's a nice bet right there. I also got some money on Tua winning MVP, but we're not gonna say how much money I got on Tua winning MVP. But you know what I will say, Kadeem?
What's that?
Our friends over at DraftKings, if you could pull the other picture up, our friends over at DraftKings, shout out to DraftKings Jason for coming through the Go Time Dolphins and telling us how the props work on DraftKings. And if you heard the episode, he came on this podcast and said, yeah, I can get whatever prop you want up there. And live on this podcast, I said, let's go with Tua over 3,800 yards passing. Or maybe I might have said 35 or 38, wasn't sure. I said over 25 touchdowns and over 10 wins for the Dolphins. DraftKings Jason delivered, put it up on DraftKings. It's the Touche's Tua ticket, and I had to put bread on it. If you're listening on to the audio podcast, we got the ticket up on YouTube. Shout out to everybody who rocked with us on YouTube. The ticket is up. I put some bread down on Touche's Tua ticket, and you still have a week to put down to go to DraftKings and put money on this same exact prop. Tua goes over 3,800 yards passing. Tua throws over 25 touchdowns, and the Dolphins win over 10 games this year. And y'all see the pay, y'all see the payout. And I ain't even gonna lie, I may have put more than that, but this is just for podcast purposes. I put that on it. Yeah, man. So I believe in Tua this year. And suddenly he fell to me in the draft. Go Time Dolphins fantasy football draft. And I got him late. So Josh Kasker just hit me back via Twitter. That could work. Let me marinate. Let it marinate. So we're going to see, man. Yeah, man. I like it. It's football season. It's fantasy football season. It's Go Time Dolphins football season. It's Touche's Tua ticket. Y'all make sure y'all go to DraftKings and get in on that.
I have a betting question. So Nick Kerr has gone to Vegas here, placed a bet. Am I correct in thinking that where he lives, if it's not Vegas, you can't walk into what we call a bookie? So you can't walk into a gambling shop or
establishment.
Store, yeah, and place a bet. Is that how it works in the States?
So there's 50 states in the United States, and I'll just mention a few of them for our international listeners who may not know the name of the states. We got Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Alaska, Iowa, right? You got states. Not all 50 states. It is not legal to gamble in all 50 states, or it's not legal to bet on sports, I should say, in all 50 states. In Florida, it is not legal to bet on sports. So there are states where it's legal to bet in, and Vegas is one of them. So for a long time, people would just go to Vegas to bet on sports. So now there are maybe more. You can online bet, but you may not be able to bet in person in the state, but you could bet online. Florida is not one of those states. You cannot bet on sports at all. So when I went to London, Kadeem, and there were establishments like a bookie place, you could just walk in and say, "Hey, I need 50 pounds on this." Spend a couple quid, you feel me? on what you guys call a accumulator. We call them parlays. So yeah, man, if you got an accumulator or a parlay, you can just walk into an establishment and do that. But you're spot on, mate, that you cannot do that in Florida. That's why Nick is in Vegas and he's doing this thing in Vegas. Live it up, Nick. Gamble responsibly. For real.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one thing I keep on meaning to ask. I'll probably forget at some point and ask again. I apologize for that. Another question for you. Patriots week. Obviously, the Patriots picked up Lynn Bowden. Why? And do you think he makes no? I'll ask that on Thursday. Do you think, or how much of the game plan do you think he even knows to even tell Bill Belichick?
Hold on, Kadeem, you said why? We wanted Lynn Bowden on our team. What do you mean why?
Oh no, I understand the Patriots given what they have and stuff like that. He's probably wide receiver number one over there. Let's be honest. But I said why, because again, it's one of those things where when we were making cuts, it was like, which Dolphin is going to end up on the Patriots? Happens all the time, and it happened to be Lynn Bowden. That's why I'm more like, just why? Why are the Patriots always doing this? But yeah, what do you reckon of, or how much do you think he even knows to give away?
So before we talk about Lynn Bowden, Shout out to Malcolm Perry for going back into the Navy. Malcolm Perry was the Navy quarterback that the Dolphins brought in. We drafted Malcolm Perry, by the way. We drafted Malcolm Perry. He played with us, got some snaps in the regular season, went back on the practice squad, didn't really make the team afterwards. Then we move on from coach. He was cut before we moved on from coach. And the Patriots picked up Malcolm Perry. And we made jokes, he's snitching, he's telling the playbook and all of who's calling the plays, is what coordinator's calling the plays, and the Patriots picked them up, and they did their Patriot thing, which is common in the NFL. You get as much information as you can from a player, and then they let them go. I think this is a little different with Lynn Bowden. I don't think this is just we got the Dolphins week 1. We want to know what your offensive piece, and we want to know what they're doing over there. You no longer work for the Dolphins. You work for us now. Give us some info so we'll know how to prepare for the Dolphins. I think there's some of that going on. I do think he makes the team. I don't think he's going to get cut like Malcolm Perry did. I think he's going to make the team. And last but not least, how much does he know? He knows enough to set up some formations in practice. Like, yeah, we do this. You're gonna see some of that. You're gonna see Hill doing some of this, but I don't think it's enough to game plan for per se. You know what I'm saying? He knows. You gotta imagine there's 90 people on the team in the offseason, Kadeem, not just Lynn Bowden. So there was 90 people. So that means out of the 53 or the 47 that didn't make it, is that good math? I hope 37. It is 37. You know what I'm saying? Out of the 37, we knew they were going to run off and tell somebody. So we couldn't disclose all the good stuff. You feel me?
Yeah. Whenever this happens, it always reminds me of You Got Served, where Sonny jumped ship, and then as they're having a dance battle, the other guys are doing the things like Sonny sold us out. Sonny sold us out. Like that always remind me. You can just imagine, the Dolphins come out, 2 is in the formation, and the Pats are like, okay, we got this. We know what you're gonna do. It's like with Cam Newton and Clay Matthews, where Clay Matthews
like, doing your homework. Watch this.
Yeah. So it always reminds me of that. Because the reason I asked that is because again, the coach addressed that in his last press conference and basically said, listen, anyone can go on the internet and download my playbooks. Like these things get leaked and people kind of work out all the time. So like Lynn Bowden going over there makes no difference to me because realistically, like you can see some of the stuff I won anyway. It's also a thing where the way the Dolphins are going to start running situations or running plays, I should say, sorry. You could line up in one formation and have the same motion and have 4, 5, 6 different plays out of it. It's very much, is it the Rams do that? The Rams run the same. So
I think that's everybody. Everybody does that. But McDaniel is from that same tree though.
Yeah. Of course, like teams come up in a formation and run various plays. It seems that what's been, I guess, given to McVay, if you know what I'm thinking of, he seems like it's become a McVay thing, which is what everyone does basically. You think he's running the motion from left to right means this. It's so many different things and stuff like that. So basically, coach said that Bowden knows as much as the whole internet knows because obviously it's easy to find and stuff like that. But the flip side to that is how many plays does McDaniel have which no one knows? This week it could be a matter of, guys, we're doing this week. You guys don't know it, but we're going to run over it this week, do it against the Patriots, and we'll never do it again. But, McDaniel's the kind of offensive genius, which he might say, you know what, I've noticed that Belichick likes to do this. I reckon if we do this, it's going to completely, nullify what they can do and stuff like that. So, yeah,
I got a better response for you. During preseason, Tua didn't even have his playbook on his wrist. The wristband playbook, he didn't even have it. So how vanilla and how many plays did he really run that was like, all right, we can't disclose some stuff? Mike McDaniel, this is not his first rodeo. He's been around the league. He knows what to expect. He knows what's going on. He knows he's going to lose 37 people. And he also knows, like what's out there on the internet for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's just one of those things where definitely looking forward to the next few days. What's going to come out, and I guess one of my last questions is: do you think anyone else comes in this week, or is it just a matter of this is basic, barring injury, this is what we're going to have against the Patriots in week 1?
I think there's probably some trade talk that didn't happen, and you want to get serious once you have your 53 because it's harder to maneuver around that. So if anything happens, I think it'll be a trade, but nothing significant as far as picking like a free agent acquisition. Man, bro, my dog getting married, like peek behind the curtain. I'm like, Kadeem, bro, when I come to London, I'm just gonna be, shooters gonna shoot. You feel me? Matter of fact, when you told me what happened, and yeah, actually you told me the day you're gonna propose, and me and you we talk like this, and I can't really see what's going on in your background or when your girl's around, so I have to talking code, like, you know what I'm saying? And bruh, and the episode that you proposed, you came on. You actually came on the day after you proposed, right? Or
No.
2 days after.
Yeah.
You came on 2 days after. And that episode I started by saying, shooter's gonna shoot, but Kadeem don't have to shoot no more. He shot his last shot. You feel me? My dog shot his last shot, baby, and he sunk it. Like, my dog is out here. I love it.
Just a heads up, I'm not getting married in England. I don't know what country I'm getting married in, but it's not England. So just to let you know.
I already know you kind of threw it out there, but hey, we it's still across the pond. We got to fly across the pond to get to wherever we're going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm be suited. LB gonna be in the building. Hopefully I'm taken by then. But if not, I'm gonna be shooting my shots. That's for sure. I'm gonna be shooting. But yeah, man, y'all come on over to bonus time with us. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time.
In the gym, boy.
I need to hit the gym again. Like I've been slacking recently. I need to go back.
Oh, that's why you was in the gym though. You was using the gym because you had to get right. Like, yo, I'm gonna be right when I get down on that knee. It's gonna be, baby. I've been in the gym. Look at my biceps, and you just crack the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not at all. But no, gym is definitely needed. Need to get back in there and shape up. Should be fun.
Hey, did Preston Williams get picked up? No jokes. Like, for real, did he get picked up?
No.
I don't think he did either. I was looking, and it's wild how you could be disgruntled and saying you're being wrong, but there's 31 other teams out there that felt like you weren't worthy of a spot. But yeah, man, that sucks. Like, he had a bright future. I liked him when he first came out, undrafted, did what he had to do in that first preseason game or that first preseason, and then never came back the same. That's unfortunate.
I think what's his face? Lynn Bowden and Benito Jones were the only two players which off the top of my head I know that got picked up by other teams. Benito Jones ended up in Detroit, and obviously we know that Lynn Bowden ended up in New England. I don't think anyone else the Dolphins cut. Actually,
Sony Michel went to the Chargers.
Oh yeah. Gentleman Kennedy get picked up?
I thought he did.
I feel like he did as well, but
I thought he did.
I'm just double checking. Maybe I can't see where he got picked up. That's from a quick, look around the internet.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I can't see where he is, which is, I guess, to me, it's still weird.
Bro, I'm still geeked up that you just said what you said on the podcast, man. I was over here singing, "Meet me at the altar in your white dress." Hey, we out here.
Yeah, Solomon Kinley didn't get picked up.
No.
If he did, it's gone so far under the radar that the internet hasn't picked up yet either.
I thought he did, but maybe he didn't. Dang, not even brought back to the Dolphins practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an indictment, bro. If he didn't get picked up and didn't make the practice squad.
According to Wikipedia, he's a free agent. Nothing at all.
Man, Wikipedia, wow, bro.
Oh no, but like I've looked on the NFL website, ESPN. Like it's one of those things where normally, someone would have a team would have a news story. So and so picks up Solomon Kinley, but nothing. He is a free agent, which is like what happened to Solomon Kinley? Like again, we've discussed this. It has to be more than him putting on weight. Has to be, because his tape in his rookie season kind of been that bad, and then for no one to even take a chance on him.
Yeah, his tape wasn't that bad in his rookie season. His arrow, he had a green arrow going up after his rookie season.
Yeah, and even based on what we saw in this preseason under Mike McDaniel, like I can understand if in this McDaniel system he's not athletic enough, but to come in and play, just guard in general at this level, I would have thought it's something doable, I guess.
Could be. I got all the marriage songs in my head right now. All the wedding songs, boy. I think I want to marry you. All the corny ones too, bro. I'm like, yeah, let me get all of that. I need all of that. 'Tis the season right now, man.
I'll make sure the DJ plays Go Time.
Hey, it's go time. It is go time. It will be go time.
Yeah, definitely. Before we shoot off, just want to shout out Tom Bolton. He sent me this. If you don't get your big head out of the way, Power Rangers baseball jerseys. I need these in my life. So you got the Green Ranger, White Ranger.
With a blue in that, bro.
Over here, because no one cared about the blue. Listen, I'm not even going to get into it, but yeah, the Blue Rangers here. Always get your name on the back. That's the Angel Grove jersey. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get the green one.
I ain't gonna lie, them things kind of hard, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is something else. Like, he sent it to me, and I was like, "Why do that?" Because now I need to get one. I just clearly take ages to load. This is this UK internet right now,
bro. That thing is tough. Those things tough. Anybody listening to the audio version, Power Ranger baseball jerseys in the respective colors.
Look at the back. It's morphin time.
It's morphin time too, bro. Nah, yeah, I'm out here, bro. And you can put your own there. I could put Touche on mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Bit of fun before we leave. Excuse my internet. Let's go with 24. Let's see if it shows. This is the kind of thing we just do, Oh, it doesn't show. That's tough.
I didn't think it was. Hey, I don't even want to say that. I just, bro. I already got y'all present. Like, I was so ready. Look at this. Marry me. Look at man. All the wedding songs, bro. We need all of this at the wedding, man.
I'm not playing this dead Bruno Mars at our wedding. not doing it. I've already told her she can do so much stuff. No, not doing it.
Yes, man.
No.
All right, bro. Hey, it's a wrap. Man. We got it, bro.
Boozy.